Hi, it's Adam Borsay for our Week 8 video blog about the future of counseling and my hope for my role in it. One of the things that I look forward to in counseling, and as we look in this chapter 14, just talking about the many ways our culture is changing and shifting so rapidly, and how as counselors are we going to interact well with that, and how do I fit within that. Something that I was really for myself kind of excited or encouraged about is one, the digital space for counseling, being tied to a physical location as the end all and be all for where you can have a counseling relationship is not something that is necessary. And to be able to have an ongoing relationship with a client, even if they can't be in the same town all the time or physically able to meet with you, but to be able to have that relationship, I think is exciting. And I could see myself having a lot of opportunities or relationships through a digital medium. I know for myself personally, I am in personal counseling, and even though my counselor's in the same town, due to Corona, we've been meeting digitally, and she's actually going back to visit some family out of the country during our next session, but she's able to actually meet with me out of the country because of the digital space. And I love that we have that opportunity, that where we are as a society, that it exists. Something else I thought was kind of interesting, that I in the chapter, the SST, or the single session therapy, as someone who works in ministry now, I can see that being a place that I could feel comfortable, not as my primary only way I would have a client, but in a pastoral role. You don't necessarily always get an opportunity to say, we're going to set up a weekly meeting for the next 3 years and deal with your whatever it might be, but to be able to develop the skills necessary, that sometimes it's just a single conversation, and are you able to hit those key issues to help give the tools or the resources necessary for that person to walk out of that meeting feeling like they are moving in the right direction. So I'm really interested, excited about my role in the professional counseling world in the years to come. My favorite thing that we actually did in our class was just the assessment and diagnosis module, just because I'm a hands on the wheel, give me the meat and potatoes, tell me how to do what I'm supposed to do kind of guy. And so looking at assessment and diagnosis and the techniques and the approaches, I find really helpful. And I'm actually, even some of the stuff they talk about, like even the relationship physical modeling you do, I've actually been using that in my role as a pastor, thinking, not that I didn't already, but thinking through, like, how do I ask good questions and how do I use my body language to help them feel comfortable. So I've really, even practically, saw the value of what we learned in that chapter right away. So I've really enjoyed this class. I really appreciate everyone's contribution, and I hope to continue to see a lot of you in the classes to come. Have a great week.